gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Speaking of shootings, June is National Gun Violence Awareness Month, and Atlanta police are reporting nearly 50 homicides tied to gun violence. Well, tonight we are digging into how the community is responding to this as we head into summer. 11 Alive's Karis Belger has more.
As summer begins and more people gather, Charmaine Brown says she wants to prevent more shootings in the city of Atlanta.
So I've spoken to you guys about the community and going into the summer, how we can be more safe. I advised against large gatherings unless they are monitored by heavy police presence. And, you know, some are going to take my advice and others will not. The ones that do take my advice, I believe, will have successful, uninhibited gatherings, and the ones that, you know, don't lean on the police to provide security and just think that the local street dudes and the hood ninjas are going to provide security, those will be the events that will suffer the consequences of these super gremlins on demon time.
Charmaine Brown's passion was born out of tragedy.
Jared died after being struck by a stray bullet in 2015.
Jared was her son, and after his murder, she says preventing another mother's heartbreak became her purpose.
Our mission is to educate and empower youth through effective communication, focusing on conflict resolution and their mental wellness.
So children won't use weapons to solve their problems. She says the work has become more important in recent months.
It has already been an uptick. It's been an uptick this entire year.
Atlanta police announced on Facebook that out of the 50 homicides they've investigated this year, 48 were related to gun violence. Recently, on June 6th, someone shot and killed a man in Mechanicsville. The day before, another.
So we got 50 homicides just this year in Atlanta. The community is busy, okay? And I think in pockets, you start to see an escalation, like in DeKalb County and others. But all in all, the city, overall, the city just has a ominous tone to it. And the whole aura of the city is really... I mean, it's pretty scary.
Another man lost his life to gun violence in the Riverside neighborhood. And on May 31st, another deadly shooting at a high-rise downtown.
Dang.
All this within the last 10 days, and Charmaine worries about more people gathering during the summer. All this within the last 10 days, and Charmaine worries that with more people gathering during the summer, more violence will come. But she's doing what she can to keep that from happening.
There is no charge, and our doors are open, and we're constantly accepting youth on a rolling basis to be able.
So she, you know, is starting a program to prevent others from suffering the same fate as her child. And I think that's noble. I think that's honorable. But I also, you know, we do need more of these people who are active in the community doing this. But is this really going to be the thing that makes the difference? I truly don't think so.
Able to share resources and knowledge and educate and empower them, and safety measures that could save their lives.
And in that Facebook post, Atlanta police mentioned 2 things the public can do to cut down on gun violence. They include not leaving guns unattended, but also learning better ways to manage conflict. Karis Belger, 11 Alive News.
Police say time. East Point police are releasing new details tonight about the shooting death of a 9-year-old boy. Police say King Black was shot and killed Saturday night at a home on East Washington Avenue while playing with his friends.
9-year-old boy, the young man King Black, shot while playing with his friends. I told you guys, women, children, they are not off limits. when it comes to these demon time activities. And it's sad. It really is sad, man, because this is not how it should be. Not at all.
Officers now say they believe it happened inside the home and was not random. Detectives are interviewing witnesses and potential suspects. Police say they are working with the DA's office on potential charges.
Looking forward to today, we are working to get updates as East Point police wrap up interviews in the shooting death of a 9-year-old boy, King Black. The police chief tells 11 Alive that they now believe the shooting may have just been an accident. Liza Lucas joining us with the latest. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, the chief of police emphasizes this is an absolute tragedy, but not a violent or random act, he says. The investigation showing that this was likely an accidental shooting.
The story that was told was their 9-year-old child was out playing and was randomly shot. That is not the case. We know that for a fact.
Wow. So you have this 9-year-old boy who was shot and killed, and the family has the nerve to lie to the police about it. And that is exactly why. That's exactly why we're in the situation that we are now. Okay? It's exactly why we're in the situation that we are now, because, you know, these families, I know they're trying to cover their behinds, right? You know, CYA, they're on code, as they would call it, not snitching. But don't you want justice for this 9-year-old boy? Don't you want peace of knowing that whoever was responsible for this, whether they pulled the trigger or there was some kind of neglect going on, don't you want them to find some type of peace? You know, it's really scary if your own family will not tell the truth about what happened to a 9-year-old boy and the involvements or the people who contributed to that.
So we just want to give the truth to the family, to give them some closure. They're about to lay their child on the rest, and no parent wants to do that.
King was out playing with a couple of friends in the neighborhood Saturday when he was shot and collapsed. He later died at the hospital.
Well, I mean, the police literally just said that that was not the case, that he was outside playing and he was shot. So there's something else to this story, and they're saying he was inside the house. So which one is it?
The rising fourth grader loved music. He loved sports. His mom, now heartbroken.
Just a pure heart, pure soul, and I'm forever changed. I feel like my life will never be the same.
Our heart goes out to his mom and his sister. The chief confirming that police are conducting a thorough investigation. Again, police interviews set to wrap up today, and we'll continue to bring you updates on air and online.
Tonight, East Point police are now telling us that the shooting that killed a 9-year-old boy on Saturday may have been an accident. Tracy McPeer joining us live now at the police station with the latest. Tracy?
Well, in just the last 2 hours, I spoke with the East Point police chief, and he tells me that criminal charges in this case haven't been ruled out. But he wants to set the record straight on what happened when 9-year-old King Xavier Black was killed. Now, Black's mother tells me that he was playing with a couple of neighborhood friends on Saturday evening when he was shot and then collapsed in this yard on East Washington Street in East Point. Black later died at the hospital. Now, East Point Police Chief Sean Buchanan says investigators now have more information, and it's likely that this tragedy was an accident.
So I want to make this clear. This was not a violent attack. This is not a random attack. We truly believe this was an accidental shooting that occurred. I want to make people clear on that. This was not a child out playing and just was randomly shot by a stranger. And we're doing a very deep dive into the investigation to ensure it was an accident and making sure things were not done that shouldn't have been done, or weapons left in a place they shouldn't have been left, things of that nature.
And it's like, why do the police still have questions? Because the family in some way is not directly cooperating. Now, I'm not saying mama is holding back, but somebody knows something.
Now, Buchanan says right now they're in the final interview phase, and that should wrap up by tomorrow. Now, any arrests would happen then. Back to you.
All right, Tracy, thanks for that update. Still a heartbreaking story no matter what the cause.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe, hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all killing me with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
over your
more
show.
do you want from me?
An East Point woman says her life will never be the same after someone shot and killed her 9-year-old son. Fox 5 sat down with her as she recalls the tragic moments her son was taken away from her. Thanks so much for joining us today. For Fox 5 News at 4, I'm Christine Spiro. We begin with that mother's pain. Police say it happened Saturday inside a house not far from where King Black lived. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor joins us from East Point Police Headquarters with more on this tragic shooting. What happened, Angelique?
This mom said she took her son swimming all day Saturday. She says it was a great day. They had a really good time. When they got home, he asked to go outside and play. She agreed, but she says less than 10 minutes later, someone knocked on her door and said the rising 4th grader had been shot.
Wow.
I'm heartbroken. I feel like I'll never be the same. I lost part of me.
Mom Joy Black is in disbelief. She clings to her daughter as she looks at the spot where her 9-year-old son, King Black, collapsed after police say someone shot him in the chest Saturday around 6:45 p.m. at a house on East Washington Avenue. His mother says her son, who was a hugger and gravitated towards people, was the love of her life.
It's like, Mom, I'm just go outside for a little bit. And then he was just like, I love you. And I was like, I love you too, babe. And we walked out the door. I got a knock on my door not even 5 minutes later. It's like we weren't even home 10 minutes.
Damn, and you can't even send your kids out to play in the community for 5 minutes. Tired of covering this, y'all. Tired of seeing the same old thing. This is East Point, Atlanta. It's rough over there, okay? A lot of people doing some shady things. And, you know, what can you say, man? It's just day after day of us not addressing this issue, and more people have to get hurt. More children are dying, being killed. And these super gremlins are on demon time.
And it was just like, King's been shot.
Miss Black says her son attended Hamilton Holmes Elementary School and loved to play outdoors.
I want justice for my baby. We gonna get justice. He was too good to deserve to die like that. He was just a baby.
Joy's family from Michigan immediately came to support her. The family says someone needs to be held accountable for King's killing.
If you have a gun and you're a parent, you need to have it locked up somewhere where your kids don't know where it's at. If it was an accident on purpose, I don't care. I want justice for my brother.
The parents, someone needs to be held accountable.
East Point police have made no arrest in this case. The Black family.
So are they saying that a kid shot him? And then she said the Black family, since when do they identify the, you know, they usually don't really identify the victims as any race, you know, they just kind of say, oh, the male or female or, you know, whatnot.
East Point police have made no arrest in this case. The Black family actually has a plan to address kids and guns. I'll tell you more about that at 5 o'clock. Reporting live in East Point, Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
Right now, East Point police say they are searching for the person who shot and killed a 9-year-old boy while he was out playing with neighborhood friends.
And while East Point police haven't publicly named a suspect, late this afternoon, police announced they have identified everyone involved in the shooting. Tracy A. McPierce spoke with the victim's mother. She's joining us now live from the East Point Police Department. Tracy, what do you know?
Well, police just told us in the last 2 hours that they now believe that King Black was shot inside a home.
No. So there's, okay, so maybe he went outside to play, went in somebody else's home. He was shot inside a home.
Last 2 hours that they now believe that King Black was shot inside a home rather than out on the street. They say there's no suspect in custody, while Black's family tells me they want justice now.
He's walking out the door. He's like, I love you, Mom. And I was like, I love you too, babe. It seemed like 5 minutes later, someone was knocking on the door and said, your son's been shot.
Joy Black says this memorial on East Washington Street in East Point marks the spot where her 9-year-old son, King Black, was killed on Saturday night.
He was like into sports. He just liked to be outside, be a normal kid and just play with his friends.
His mom says he was a rising 4th grader at Hamilton E. Holmes Elementary School who loved music and dreamed of one day having his own children.
When I get older and I'm going to be a dad. I don't know why he used to always say that, but he always said he wanted to be a father.
Joy says they'd spent the day at the pool together, and when they returned home around 6:30, King ran outside to play with friends.
All I can remember from that day is just the banging on my door. It's like, King's been shot. And then I just ran over there.
She says she found her son with his friends just 1 street behind her house.
And he was collapsed, laying down.
Damn.
On his stomach.
Damn, man. It sounds like one of them little ninjas, them little kids clapped him. Wow. Yo, I mean, isn't that what it sounds like, guys? Let me know if I'm tripping, but it genuinely sounds like the kids around his age maybe grabbed a gun from, you know, that they weren't supposed to have access to, and maybe they were playing it or trying it out, but damn, this is super sad. I mean, we got a lot of work to do, community.
It was just bleeding really bad, and I just lay next to him, and I just told him to be strong, and I love him.
King died at the hospital. East Point police telling 11 Alive that after interviewing witnesses, the investigation is still active, but they now believe he was shot inside a home before collapsing outside. Joy says King fought for his life, and she will spend her life fighting for him.
I want justice for him. I want justice for my son. No baby deserves to die like that.
Now, Black says she's originally from Michigan and she'd like for King to be buried there. So the family is flying with King's body back to Michigan on Friday. The family has set up an online fundraiser, and if you'd like to contribute, you can find it on our website. It's 11alive.com.
All right, Tracy, an awful story there. Thank you so much for that information.
Moment of peace for a grieving mother in East Point. Police say they now know who shot and killed her 9-year-old son last weekend. Tonight, his mother spoke exclusively with Atlanta News First, Tori Cooper.
Yeah, King's mother says she will not let her son die in vain, and East Point police say they're confident there will be justice in this case.
To know him is to love him.
Until tonight, Joy Black has been feeling nothing but pain and anguish.
The information that I've received from the detectives have given me some peace.
East Point police say they now believe they know who shot and killed her 9-year-old son, King Javier Black when he left the house to go play outside with other children in the neighborhood. 10 minutes after he left, someone showed back up to his front door and told his mother he had been shot.
I just went to him and I just told him, I love you, stay strong.
Black recalling the moment she held her bleeding son in her arms before he died at the hospital. Tonight, investigators say they now know this wasn't a random act of violence and they will be making an arrest soon.
And I know I'm going to have justice for my baby.
Now, King's mother says that she will be fighting with other moms to advocate for more programs for children to get involved in. East Point police say they will be releasing more information soon as it relates to an arrest. In East Point, I'm Tori Cooper, Atlanta News First.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.